Hello everyone, welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to be doing module 1 in the Budget for Freedom Planner. So basically what happens is at the beginning of the year and at the beginning of the budget planner, there is 4 modules. It's like a mini course. Module 1, so let's open it. So module 1 is what is a budget. So it's understanding what is a budget and how to set your own budget, which is what we're going to be doing today. Module 2 is going to be cash envelope method, so understanding that method and how can you cater it for your own budget. And then module 3 is your debt attack, so basically having a look at your debt breakdown and creating a plan of attack. And lastly, module 4 is saving for the future, so your sinking funds, your savings, and we're going to do all of this together. So this is all in the Budget for Freedom Planner. If you have the PDF version, grab yours. If you have the old version, that's still going to be fine. And if you have this new version, it's also going to work out. If you don't have the Budget for Freedom Planner, that's also fine. Just grab a notebook, a pen, and a paper, and try and follow along. Try and follow along, and you might have to write your own titles, descriptions in order to, follow along and draw lines and just basically, because this one is already designed for the module. It's already a guideline for the budget throughout the whole year. What I love about this budget planner, it is undated. So if you decide that you're going to buy your budget planner in February, you can start in February and you can use it up until the next January, because it's undated. It's not like you've wasted a whole month of papers. So that's just what I wanted to emphasize. Now let's start the module 1. So module 1 is understanding. So module 1 is understanding what is a budget. So in the most simple form, it's written here, a budget is telling your money where to go. Because some of us don't know where our money is going. And we ask ourselves, where did my money go? What did I do with my money? And this is going to tell you, what did you do? Because with this budget planner, you get to track your expenses, you get to track your bills, your debt, your savings, everything. And when you want to know, after I got paid, I had 1,000 Rand left. What did I do with it? You'll open your planner and be like, oh yes, I put 500 Rand into this debt. I did this, I did that. Or I actually spent it all on takeouts or whatever, because we are tracking our expenses. And if we are not happy with what we are spending our money on, we're going to make changes. But you cannot change what you don't know. This is why this step here is very important. So let's flip onto the first page, and I'm going to zoom you in. So basically what we are going to be doing here is we are going to be having a look at the income and the expenses. How much are the expenses? When are they due? And if they're a need and a want. And then we're going to break it down and try and create a budget from that will work for us. So let's zoom you in. So we're going to start with the income. So let me grab, actually I'll use the blue pen. As you all know, I love the blue pen. I just love blue pens. I don't know why. Okay, so income number 1. So here it says name. You can write who the income is from. So for example, with me and KB, it's going to be Norma and KB. But also, if it's just your income alone, you can write if you have different sources of income. So you can write your full-time job. Let's say, for example, you work for Discovery. You can write Discovery, and then you can write, let's say, for example, you're also a content creator. You can write YouTube and Google AdSense, or whatever it is where you get your income. And maybe you also get child support from your baby daddy. You can write child support. Or maybe you get a girlfriend allowance. You can write girlfriend allowance. Or maybe you get dividends every month from your investments. You can also add that in your income. But basically your income is money that comes in that will be used for the monthly budget. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So it's not only your salary, it's money that comes in that you will use for the budget. So for example, this month, you saw that in my budget, I also added my snowball effect envelope, because that 7,800 Rand that I saved from the Snowball Effect Challenge was going to work for this month for Skylar's school, so back to school, so what she needs, and we used it for uniform. The uniform ended up costing us 5,250. So that Snowball Effect Challenge came in so handy. Stationery, it's included in the school fee, so I don't have to worry about that. So this is just to show you that savings do come in handy, but also if you're saving for a certain month, maybe you're saving for a birthday and the birthday is in July. In July, you're going to put your own income here, and then you're going to put the sinking fund that you had. So maybe it was your daughter's saving challenge, you're going to put it Skylar's envelope, and you saved 3,000 Rand, and you're adding it there. When you're writing your bills for the month, you're going to write birthday shopping and the amounts that you are budgeting for the birthday, and also with the income, it will include the challenge, the savings that you saved for the birthday. I hope that makes sense. What is income? What are we writing today? It's not just salaries, it can be anything. But for my case, it is going to be like salaries, so payments that I receive as my income, or our income, if I should say that, because it is me and my husband. Okay, so name number one, I'm going to write it in the order of when the money comes in, like the date. So the first one is YouTube. Okay, and then the second one is me, Norma. Okay, and then the third one is my husband. His name is KB. Okay, and then lastly it is the business, so Nomazdiary. Okay, so this is where our income comes from every single month. And then the amount for that, and I have to emphasize, we also do have another income source. It's not for this, it's more for the business. I also have a business budget planner, so the exact same planner, but just for Nomazdiary, where we track courier guy, where we track stock, where we track packaging supplies. I also pay KB, I pay myself, anyone who comes to help that weekend, my brothers, whatever, I track payroll. So it's just a whole different separate one. But yeah, I just thought I should let you know that it's important to make sure you get a lot of streams of income, guys. I need to emphasize that, and maybe one day I'll do a video on that. So now, how much do each of these bring in? So YouTube, let me get a black pen. YouTube brings in 3,000 and some change, so I'm gonna budget 3,000, so the lowest it can bring. Norma brings in 8,000. This is not my income, but this is my contribution. Let me put it that way. KB brings in 8,000, same story, not as income, but contribution. And then Nomazdiary brings in 8,000 as well. That's to help us with our expenses and stuff. It's another income of ours. Okay, so the total for this, 3,000 plus 8,000 plus 8,000 plus 8,000. So 27,000 is the income we are working with each month. Let me write that down. 27,000 is the total. Okay, so when do these come in? So YouTube usually comes around the 22nd, and then Norma is the 25th, and then KB is around, I never know KB, around the 28 to 30. So I'm just going to say 30. By the 30th, it came through. Nomazdiary is twice a month, so the 1st and the 15th, which means 4,000, 4,000, or 2,000, 6,000, but it's 8,000 in total. It's twice a month though. Okay, so that is the income, and that is what we are working with. So usually when I do my monthly budget, I don't even write the individuals of where the money is coming from, I just write that full amount, the total. Okay. Now let's have a look at the actual expenses. So I'm going to write the expenses in an order of fixed expenses, and then I'm going to write it in, I'll write it in fixed expenses, and then in variable expenses, and then savings at the bottom. So the debt that will be in my expenses is part of the fixed expenses because it's the minimum payment. Anything extra has got a separate sheet, which again we will talk about that later. Okay, so the fixed expenses that have to be paid from this income, number one is rent. Okay, number two is car, and then car insurance. Okay, I don't like how it looks here. It looks very untidy. I like it neat. Okay, so car insurance. It still looks the same. Okay, and then Vodacom. And then Wi-Fi. I'm sorry if there's noise at the back. I am so hot. I cannot close the windows. I've closed the doors, but I can't close the windows. Then there is Netbank, credit card. Okay, and then my F&B credit card. Alrighty, and then my electricity. Okay, and then medical aid. Medical aid, gap cover, okay, and I think these are all my fixed expenses. Oh wait, I've got Netflix, it's also fixed. Fixed basically means it doesn't change. That's what it means. It doesn't mean it's the most important bills. It just means it's the ones that you know for sure how much it's going to cost you each month. It doesn't change. And then lastly, I think it's F&B. Yes, it is. F&B account. Okay, so these are my fixed expenses. Now I'm going to write my variable expenses, so things that do change month to month. I'm going to skip a line here, so I'm going to start here on 14. I'm going to start with groceries. And then I will put eating out. Then the next one will be petrol. And then beauty. Okay, and then laundry. Skylar snacks. Basically with Skylar, like school fees will be included there, but again, there's going to be updates on that. We have decided to pay per term, so we're not paying monthly anymore, which is going to save us so much money. And as you can see on my fixed bills, I no longer have Shopify because we also have decided to pay for Shopify as like for the whole year and not pay monthly anymore. So those are little updates, but I'm going to do a whole video updating you guys on my budget. I think these are all my variable expenses. Am I missing anything? I don't think I'm missing anything. And then over here, we're going to put sinking funds. Sinking funds. And lastly, miscellaneous. I've created a envelope called miscellaneous on my wallet, and I just want to put money into it just in case we need anything. Okay, so now all the bills are written down. So now you've got your income and you've got your bills. Now you need to know how much is each bill. This is important again, so that you will know if your bills total are less than your income total. So let's do this now. So we're going to start with the fixed bills. So rent is 5,000. Again, this 5,000 comes out from this income here, but there's another 5,000 that comes from the business budget that I told you about earlier. And then car is sorry, let me just check. Okay, so it's going to be 2,380. Car insurance is 985. Vodacom is 42250. Oh my gosh, there's so much noise outside, I'm sorry. And then Wi-Fi is 399. Netbank is 730. I've checked all these bills. 730. F&B is 1,300. Gosh, I just feel like I need to put zeros here because I'm putting dots. Okay. Electricity, we are looking at around 250, so I'm just going to say 300. Medical aid is 3067. It has gone up. Gap cover is 430. It's basically 429, but our budget's 430. Netflix is 99 rand, but again 100 rand. That's going to be budgeted. F&B account is around 420 something, so I always budget 500 rand for it. And then groceries, we are budgeting 2,500, and eating out is 1,000 that we budget. So in total, in food, we budget 3,500 rand, plus the escalas 500 rand. So in total, in food, we are budgeting 4,000 rand. So I don't want the questions of how come you pay so little on food. That plus that plus that is us, a family of 3 is enough, and we will never live the same lifestyles. So if you have a family of 3 and you pay 8,000 rand, then maybe, you know, it's just how much you guys eat or shop. I don't know, like for example, we don't eat breakfast at all. We just have coffee for breakfast. KB eats at work, he's a chef. I eat at work as well, because sometimes at work they give us food. But if we don't eat at work, then I use my eating out money to buy like a salad, or I pack something small to take to work. And then dinner is usually just me and Scala, and whatever we have, we usually eat it the following day as well. So we're not really like massive eaters, if I should put it that way. So that's why we don't spend a lot of money on food. I don't know. And also, like, KB sometimes meal preps for us for the week. So if he's gonna make like a lasagna on Sunday, it will last me and Scala Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And the reason why I'm saying me and Scala, because literally KB works breakfast shift, lunch shift, and then when he's done working his lunch shift, he's having his first meal at around 3 o'clock, and he finishes work at 4 o'clock. When he comes home, he's stuffed because he ate like someone who's hungry, and he ate a lot. So that's what usually happens Monday to Friday, and then we eat together as a family Saturday, Sunday. So it's just a different situation. I hate that I have to explain it, but I know I get a lot of people saying, that's not realistic. How come you're paying so much on food? It's literally 4,000 rand that we budget on food, and I think it's enough. We never go hungry. Okay, enough of explaining that. Petrol, again, that's another one. So we're gonna budget 1,400 rand on petrol. We put 300 rand every single Monday on petrol, 3, 6, 9, 12. That's 1,200 Rand. I budget 1,400 Rand just in case of those trips that you never plan for. But basically KB works 6 minutes away from where we live. Skylar School is literally down the road. It's probably 3 minutes away. So drop Skylar, drop KB, and then I go to work. I'm the furthest, and my further is like 10 minutes. So we don't spend that much on electricity, on petrol, because we don't go because we don't travel a lot anyways. So that's just something I need to say. We live very close to work and Skylar School. Beauty, I'm also going to budget 1,400 on that. So it's usually like 800 Rand on hair, 600 Rand on nails, hands and feet. So around there. I used to spend way more on beauty because I used to do my lash extensions, and I stopped. You guys know, if you've been watching me from like the first time, you know how much I used to love doing my lashes. I stopped, and maybe I will bring them back once I've paid off my Nedbank and FNB, because I liked the lashes, but it's just I was struggling to afford them. Not really can't afford them, but I would just have to sacrifice. They were not a need, which we're going to cover today, the needs and wants. Laundry, it's around 500 Rand that we budget. Usually we do it bi-weekly, and usually like a load that we bring is around 230 Rand, never more than 250 Rand. December we did pay more on laundry because I sent, you know, blankets and things like that. Okay, sinking funds is 2,000 Rand, so that's basically savings. And then miscellaneous, we're just going to budget 200 Rand that I'm going to cash stuff in my miscellaneous envelope. Okay, so these are all the bills, and now we're going to put the due date for the bills, and then calculate the total for the bills. Okay, so my bills, our bills, rent is due. This 5,000 Rand is due on the 25th, as well as the car insurance, Vodacom, and Wi-Fi. Yep, so all of this is due on the 25th. And then Nedbank is due on the 27th or 8th, 27th, I'll say. FNB is due on the 30th. Electricity, it's just whenever we need electricity. But you know what? I want to start putting it in on the 30th and see how that goes. Medical aid is the 1st. Gap cover is the 15th. Netflix and FNB account. So Netflix is around the 13th. And then FNB card is around the 12th, 13th as well. Okay, so these are my fixed bills, expenses. I know the dates, and when I know the dates, I just need to make sure that I have the money in my account for the automatic deductions. These bills over here, I cannot use the cash envelope system for. It will be dumb for me to withdraw this money to deposit back into the account so that when they do the automatic deduction, the money is there. So this is why when I cash stuff, I only cash stuff for my variable expenses, and again, not all of them. Like for example, petrol, I don't cash stuff for petrol because I get e-bucks when I use my FNB card, because I only put petrol at engine. Sometimes I do put petrol at BP so that I can get smart shopper points, but usually it's engine. So yeah. So these bills are definitely cannot cash stuff. And then these bills over here, you can cash stuff, but I just don't do all of them. I only do groceries, eating out, and Skylar. Okay, so for groceries, it's weekly. So weekly I spend around, so the first week is usually like 1,000 Rand that I spend on groceries, and then every other week is just to top up around 500 rand, 600 rand, depending on what we need for the week. Eating out, obviously it will depend on if we want to. This month we have challenged ourselves not to. I don't know if you saw a video of mine, it's actually a YouTube shorts that we are challenging ourselves, and we've already put the 600 rand from this 1000 rand into the 52 envelope saving challenge. Petrol is also weekly. We put 300 rand a week. Whatever is left over, we're gonna roll it over the next month, or sometimes I just put it into savings. Beauty is depending on when I can go, when I need to go. Like for example, my nails are looking hectic, so I know that I'm gonna have to go soon. As you can see, they've grown out. Laundry is also bi-weekly, so bi-weekly. Scala, again, it's when she needs anything, we're gonna go to the shop and top it up for her. Sinking funds is usually around the 10th to 15th, so I'm just gonna say the 10th, somewhere there, where I cash stuff my sinking funds. And miscellaneous is just going to be on the 25th. I will just withdraw the 200 rand and put it in my miscellaneous miscellaneous envelope. Okay, so now let's add everything together so we can see that we have enough money for the bills that we have. So the first one is going to be rent of 5,000 rand plus 2380 plus 985 plus 42250 plus 399 plus 730 plus 1300 plus 300 plus 3067 plus 430 plus 100 plus 500. Okay, so these are my fixed bills. Actually, let me write it over here. 15,613.50. Okay, so plus groceries, plus eating out, plus petrol, plus beauty, plus laundry, plus Skylar, plus sinking funds, and then a miscellaneous of 200. So in total, it's 25,000. 25,113.50 cents that we are looking at when we're doing our budget. Now the total income is 27,000. So here, your income, 27,000. Now to know if you are thumbs up or thumbs down, so if you are good to go or you are not good to go, is by taking that income there and minusing it from your bills. So basically, gosh, I don't know what's on my throat, I'm so sorry. 27,000 subtract 25,113.50, we are left with 1,886 rand 50 cents. Okay, so we are on a thumbs up, a green, if you could say so. So 1,886 rand 50 cents. Now you can decide what you are wanting to do with this depending on what your goals are. Remember, we set goals at the beginning of the year. We did our vision board, we did our intentions, and we did our goals. If one of your goals was to pay off debt, you already know what this is for. You already know. If one of your goals was to save money, you already know what this is for. So you have to make sure that this is matching the goals you set at the beginning of the year. This will go to where you have set intentions at the beginning of the year. And obviously only you know that. I don't know what's going on at my throat. I need to eat a holes or something. Righty, so let me grab my purple pen. Now what we're gonna do is establish, out of our bills, what do I need and what do I don't need. This will then help you determine your budget, especially if when you calculated this year, this amount here, the total bills was bigger than the income. If you're on minus over here, so if you took your income and you subtracted your bills and it said minus 600 and something, minus 200 and something, now you need to have a look at your bills and ask yourself, what don't I need that I can take out? Once you figure out what don't you need that you can take out, then obviously your budget should balance, meaning this amount here should be bigger than the bills amount. So the income should be bigger than the bills amount. If you need everything on your bills, and be honest with yourself, if you need everything in your bills, then you already know that you need another income. The income that you have cannot match the bills that you have, because the bills are a need. You need these bills. So you need another income. So side hustles, asking for a raise at work, looking for another job, whatever it is, you know. I knew that I needed side hustles. Okay, so let's do this together. So rent over here, need or want. A rent for me is a need. Obviously, I need a home for my family. So need. A car is a need for me. Car insurance is also a need. Vodacom, it's not really a need, but it's a debt, so I need to pay it off and get it off my back. Wi-Fi is a need. I need internet to manage my business, to do a few things. Net bank is a need. I don't know what to put my throat. It's actually stressing me out. Let me drink some water. Sorry if I sound funny. I don't know what's up with my throat. Net bank is a need. F&B is a need. Electricity is a need. Medical aid is a need. Gap cover is definitely a need. Netflix is a want. And my F&B account is a need. Okay, so these are all my fixed expense needs and one want. And now let's have a look at my variable expenses. Groceries are a need. Eating out is a want. Petrol is a need. Beauty is a want. Laundry is a need. We need clean clothes. I think I'm gonna lose my voice. Scholars, fund, savings, envelope is a need. Drink more water. Sinking funds are a need. Miscellaneous is a want. I don't really need to have it. I already have like sinking funds, and I'm building an emergency fund out of the sinking funds. So sinking funds, I'm going to explain more of it when we have when we have the module for sinking funds, which I think is module 4. So the last one. Okay, so now we've went through the needs and the wants. So now you know my whole entire budget. I know my whole entire budget. I know where I'm receiving the money. I know how much I receive monthly. I know where the money is going, and I know how much is remaining out of that when everything goes. But I also know what do I need and what I don't need. Now that's knowing your budget. we could literally end this module here and you already have a direction of what to do to create your own budget for the following month. But another thing that's going to tap into your emotions psychologically is to understand why a certain bill is a need and why a certain bill is a want. Right, so what I'm going to do on my notes over here, I'm going to write down the 1,886 Rand 50, 86 Rand 50 as the money I have left over. Then I'm going to flip it over. I love the spiral just because I can do this. I can lay it flat and I can zoom it in and you can see everything, because if I had it open like this, it would be so hard to like put everything in, you know, angle. So now we can just lay it flat and focus on this. Okay, so my needs are, we already know my needs. Let me grab my blue pen. So all my needs are rent, car. Actually, what I can do is I can just flick my hand and not bore you with writing everything. So I'm just going to do this. Okay, so my needs are written down, and then my wants is Netflix, eating out, beauty, and miscellaneous. Okay, so these are all my needs and these are all my wants. Now ask yourself individually, why is this a need? I don't have to do this with you, but because I know you guys will appreciate it, I will do it. So rent is a need for me because obviously I need a home for my family, so we need to make sure that that is paid for so we don't have any problems. Car is very important for us to travel from home to work, to buying packaging supplies, to sending orders to courier guide, to this, to that. So like a car is very important, and picking up Skylar from school on a rainy day, on a very hot day, I love the convenience of having a car for just that. Car insurance, obviously I know that the car is covered if there's any problems that need to be sorted out. Hopefully we never have to use it just because I just would like to, I rather know that we covered, but I also rather not have to use it because I don't want like accidents. I don't want anything like that. So in Jesus' name, please, I'm literally rebuking any of that. But if I need to claim for anything, I still know that that is definitely possible. Vodacom, it is my debt, so I need to get rid of it. So I need to pay for it so that I can finish it off. I do have a phone contract and it's ending in May, which means by May Vodacom will be done, or by June if I should put it that way, maybe end of May. It will end of May, I think. And I'm not gonna renew the contract because I don't want to have so many debit orders anymore. Wi-Fi, obviously it's a need because I need internet to make sure that the shop is working, that I'm doing these kind of videos, just basically for everything with Nomazdiary, but also we need it for other things personally. Like sometimes we need to just Google things for Skylar or apply for a new ID, whatever it is. Internet is a need. Nedbank, again, it's also a debt, so I just need to pay off my credit card, and no more accumulating credit card debts. That's like my slogan for now. I don't want to accumulate it anymore. Same thing as my F&B credit card. Electricity is obviously a need because we need power in order to function, to cook, to record videos, to just have lights, to have hot water for a shower, things like that. Medical aid is a need also. Again, I know that we are covered for any medical expenses. If I had to get pregnant right now, I know some things are covered, and as well as gap cover. I know if they're claiming more than the medical aid can cover, gap cover will cover that. So I know that is sorted. So that is definitely a need to me. My F&B account is obviously I need to make sure that I have a bank account to receive income or to make direct payments or whatever. I have that. Groceries are obviously a need to make sure that my family is fed so I can feed my family. Petrol is also a need to obviously travel anywhere with the car. I could have the car, but without petrol I cannot use the car, so it goes hand in hand. Skylar's one is also a need. If you have a child, you know that sometimes they don't want to eat the food that you cooked or you made. They want to have their own food, and to have money to buy her snacks and things like that. That is obviously great because it also satisfies her needs. As much as I would like her to eat some things that maybe we make, if she doesn't feel like eating that, but she's still eating because she's eating her own snacks, I'm fine with that. She's still eating, so that's good for me. Or if she needs something else like socks or whatever, she has her little envelope for that. Laundry is also a need to make sure obviously our clothes are clean. So clean clothes. And lastly, savings I need to make sure that I have a plan for the future. So future plans are sorted, you know. If we would like to go on vacation, having a saving is good. In that way I'm not using my whole income for that certain month. I'm using the savings I've been accumulating monthly. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on in my throat. This is terrible. Yo, okay, let me have more water. I can't even speak. I'm like forcing myself at this point. But I'm almost done. Netflix is a want because we don't need Netflix. We don't need to watch. You know, it's nice, but we don't really need it. So that's why it's a want. It is not a need. Eating out, we don't need to eat out. We can make our own food at home, and it's also unhealthy. Not all eating out is unhealthy, but let's be honest, sometimes you're not 100% sure what they put in there, so it's not as healthy as knowing exactly what you put in your own food. Beauty is also a want because I can live without it. Like, nothing will happen. I won't die because I didn't do my nails. Of course I'll be devastated and I'll be recording my videos like this. I'm joking. But to be honest, I'll be fine without doing my nails or my hair. I can just rock my natural hair. And then miscellaneous is not a need because I do have an emergency fund, so I'm fine without it, but it comes in handy because I don't want to touch my emergency fund. If I need anything like extra, I've got that miscellaneous envelope to use, and if I don't use it, I end up putting that money, so that 200 Rand into like an emergency, into the emergency fund, which adds more money. Okay, so that is basically understanding how to create a budget, why it's important to you, having a sense of direction, and also lastly, understanding how much you have left and what you're going to do with this. I personally will put this into my Nedbank, so I can put Nedbank. So maybe I can put 1,000 Rand into it. And then I can also put into savings, and I can put the 800 Rand into savings. So it just depends on your goals, of course. Alrighty, the video is so long. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you learned so much from it. If you've never done budgeting before, this is basically what it is. Once you have done this step over here, now you can take this and create a budget. What I would recommend is when you're creating a budget, start with this one over here. So start by writing all your needs, and then your wants come afterwards. Maybe what you can do is write all your needs, and as you can see here, it says your total bills. So your total bills needs. I don't want to add all the total bills needs, but what I can do is go 25113. That is the total amount that we spend every month. I'm minusing all the wants. Wants, beauty, eating out, and Netflix. Okay, so I've highlighted all my wants over here, and if I go the total amount of bills minus the wants, so minus 200, minus 1,400, minus 1,000, and minus 100, we are left with 22,413 as my needs. So if I go here now, oh gosh, so if I go here and I go, okay, so total bills that are needs is 22,413.50 cents, and the income is 27,000. So now if I take this amount and I minus it from the 27,000, it means I'm left with 4,586 cents, 86 rand 50 cents. Goodness me, what is wrong with me? I think I've been talking for so long. It's almost an hour of me just talking. 4,586 rand 50 cents is what is remaining. Now I can decide, can I fit in my wants? So how will I know how much my wants are? Is by adding them together. So let's flip it over again, and 100 plus 1,000 plus 1,400 plus 200 is 2,700 rand. So let's go back this side. So the total bills are 2,700. The income, now this is where you're going to put the remaining of your needs. So the income here will be 4,586.50 cents. Now if you take that and minus 4,586.50 cents, you left with 1,186, which is obviously the remaining amount. 1,886.50 cents. Now you know that, oh, okay, I can afford my wants. But if you couldn't, you would then make a decision that I'm going to have to minus my wants for this month and just budget my needs. Or I can only afford one thing out of my wants. I can probably only afford Netflix, or I can probably only afford beauty. Or if you're left with like 500 rand, you can decide what want are you choosing this month? What one want are you choosing this month, because you cannot afford all of them. So this is how you then create the budget. Now, how to know where to put this is by looking back at your goals that you set at the beginning of the year when we recorded our vision board and our intentions for the first quarter, and what you would like to do. Personally, I want to pay off my Nedbank card by the end of the quarter. So by the end of March, I want to make sure my Nedbank card is close to being paid off. So every single thing that is remaining will go into the Nedbank. But because I also have savings goals, I won't put the whole thing. So I'll put majority, and then the rest I'll put into like savings. That is how I would do my budget. That is how I will do my budget. This is my actual numbers. This is my budget. And I hope you appreciate me taking the time. Couldn't even speak half of the time because my throat is tired of talking. Don't know why. But I'm going to just have some hauls now. And yeah, do my actual budget update. Since it is a Sunday, I do my Sunday budget updates. And also I'm going to record another video now of me setting up just a few worksheets in here, like these ones with you. So I think I will do these two with you. This one, this one, this one as well. This one, I won't do it all together though, it's going to be a long video. But yeah, I'm gonna record another video of setting up my budget planner, just in case you want to set up your budget planner. You just need some guidance. Obviously, I will do that with you. Thank you so much for watching and have a lovely day. Thank you to everyone who has bought the budget planner, everyone who has subscribed, everyone who has liked my videos, commented, said sweet things to me. I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching up until this. Oh my gosh, it's been so long, like almost 54 minutes. Comment below with a heart and a flower, just so I can see you got to the end, or obviously comment and say whatever you need to say. Obviously be kind. I don't even have to say this. I've got very kind people. So thank you so much for watching and have a lovely afternoon and a wonderful weekend. Bye.